What's up, you guys? Welcome to today's video where I'm going to be swatching one of my favorite blush lines right now. It's from Moira Cosmetics and it is their signature Ombre blushes. These are so beautiful. If you haven't seen these yet, they just have the most beautiful luxe impression. They come in a variety of colors. There's even more. These are just the three that I picked up and thought would be great in my collection and I would get a lot of use out of. They're so fun and so beautiful, and I just wanted to swatch the ones that I have for you today and do a quick demo. So let's go ahead and jump into these swatches. This is me trying to wear a pink lipstick. I just don't think I can pull it off. I don't know why. I don't know. I can wear black lipstick, blue lipstick, and then as soon as I wear pink, I feel like an imposter. Like I'm not myself, or like it clashes or something. But yeah, we're giving it a try. I picked up this color Sweet Stuff, like kind of wanting to try out like a purpley pinky color. I'm not sure. I might be passing this along to my sister if she wants it. This is more like her color. But anyways, I think I'll start with the lightest color and then I will do the bright orange and then I'll do the berry. So these are definitely well used. They're not like in perfect condition anymore, which is kind of why I wanted to discuss them now opposed to when I first got them. So I have thoughts on them and you can kind of see them wear and tear. Like, you know, that imprint is so beautiful, but it does get ruined right away. I have three and so far only one of them has done this, but like the little hinge just cracked. So these components, you do kind of have to be careful with them. But this one is called Morning Sunshine and it's like a bright pink to like a peachy color, and I love using this peachy color. So I'll go ahead and just swatch my finger in kind of the three tones that I think come with this. As you can see, you do kind of get a variety of shades with this particular one, which I think is cool. And I will go ahead and do my best to kind of show you each one on the cheek. Angular brush, this is from a travel angled blush brush from Smashbox. And I'm going to go ahead and start with this like peachy shade. These are very pigmented. A little goes a long way. I usually say when I'm mentioning these that if they're not a friend to the heavy hand, you do have to be gentle. For today, since we're doing swatches, like I'm just going to go for it. So I think this shade Morning Sunshine is a nice one if you like that bright pink, because you do get like a variety of tones. However, they are very fair. So that's like the orangey color. I'm going to clean off my brush here. I'm going to go into the purpley shade there in the middle. It's not really too lilac-y. So as you can see, like these are two different shades. And go ahead and go into that hot pink. And I'm just going to apply this to both cheeks actually. It's really pigmented, like I go easy once it's this brightest shade. I'm going to do it more on the apple since I put that color higher up, just so hopefully you can kind of see a difference in the two-toned. So hopefully you can see a difference in that like lilac to that bubblegum pink and the bubblegum pink to the peach. So I think these are really cool. This particular one is definitely one I would recommend if you're into the tones and shades. Very pigmented, a little goes a long way. Sometimes if I get a little too heavy-handed, I like to take something like a bigger and fluffier and just like dust it out and make sure everything's kind of blended in. But it's a really like easy product and they wear like all day long. They wear a really long time in my experience, so. Next, I'm going to go into this Orange Blossom shade. This is probably the one that I use the most. Dip into this lightest shade. I will try and get like the mid-tone, but again. And then there's like this reddish orange. So I guess swatch wise you can kind of see. But I think on the cheeks, like, you're really not going to see that much of a difference, but it does give you some variety to play. So I'm going to go into the same brush that's clean as I did the first swatch. I'm going to go into this bright yellowy shade first. The shade is pigmented, like, you really have to go easy. And the redness that you see is just my skin's condition right now. I have a lot of rosacea going on, so that's not like staining or anything from the first swatches. That's just my skin. So that's like that warmest yellowish shade there. Clean off my brush, and the other side I will go into this deepest like blood orange shade. It's so pretty, so pretty. I'm obsessed. See how on the cheeks, like, it's a subtle difference, but you definitely are getting a little variety there. And it is so pigmented. Like, I kind of went a little heavier than I normally would, just so you guys could really see the difference in the tones on this one. And I'll go ahead and go into this deepest shade on this other side, just to show you the fun, like, ombre effect you can achieve by doing like the lightest, and then on the apple of the cheek doing the darkest, or, you know, whatever you want. But in particular, I'm gonna do the apple of the cheek the brightest right now. These blend out really, really nice. Again, I went way heavier, so I'm just gonna go into like this clean brush and just sort of soften everything up a bit. And I normally would just barely tap and go into this. So yeah, if you do like overdo it, just go into some of your powder or your foundation and just sort of tap over it. Right now I'm just using this clean brush and just like blending it out. As you can see, that really like diffused it, kind of toned it down. However, you can't see the shade variation as much, which is what I was trying to show you, which is why I went a little bit crazier. That is Orange Blossom. Okay, the final blush I have to show you in this collection that I've picked up is Soft Berry. And this is like a deep reddish plum. Isn't that pretty? I just love how these look. There's just like a whole experience with how luxe they look. Really, really cute. This one I feel like I don't necessarily get as much variety with, mostly because like the lightest tone is so light and then the mid-tone is so similar. You can kind of use it for blending out, but I don't feel like you necessarily get like two blush colors out of it, because this one's just so light. I can show you just for fun that kind of mid-tone, but I don't think it really shows up on the cheeks as that much variety. So a mixture between these two is like really what you get on the cheeks. And this is helpful for like blending out or lightening, but I'm gonna go ahead and start with the lightest shade and just kind of see how it shows up. Again, I don't think that it really does. And it's definitely hard to tell on me because I already have kind of pinky cheeks naturally from my rosacea. See, I'll try and put it like way up here. Yeah, so just a little too subtle to really see a difference. And try and pick up some of this mid-tone. And these are matte, there's really no sheen to them. Any sheen you're seeing is probably the finish of my foundation. Okay, I'm going to clean off my brush and go into the deepest. And I just tap. These are so pigmented. This one's a lot more like red on the side of the pan. And again, I am going in a bit more heavy-handed than I like normally would, just to demonstration purposes. So you can see, like, you know, they don't look, in my opinion, like two different colors. It's just this one's softer. Unlike the other two blushes I just showed you, where I feel like you really do get a bit of variety. So again, heavy-handed on purpose, just to show you the shades. And again, with this one, the two shades aren't necessarily different, but it is nice. So I'll go ahead and just put this in the apple for that blended out kind of effect. And then I'm going to take this clean, fluffy brush, diffuse it a little bit. So, very deep, very pigmented. Very beautiful. And these are very long lasting, as I said before, as far as their wear time. So that you can kind of see on camera a little bit of the difference between, you know, I use the lightest shade up here and just the deepest shade on the apple, whereas this is the deepest shade. So I mean, even though you don't get as much variety in tone or color on this particular pan, the ombre is still like useful. Go in with the deepest shade, just in the apple to kind of even the cheeks out a little bit. See how pigmented that was? That was crazy. I just did like 2 dots, and then I'm going to go into this probably not so clean brush anymore, but this fluffier brush to kind of diffuse it. It's the shade Soft Berry. So what did you guys think of these blushes? Do you have these? Are you eyeballing these? Would you pick these up? Does this look like something interesting in your collection? In most cases, I am not trying to convince you to buy anything whatsoever in my videos, but I just know that there's not a lot of demos and things going on with these, and I thought it would be fun to show them for you. They are just my favorite blush right now as far as powder, so I did want to demo and swatch what I had for you. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.